All right, man, here we are. Sound Exchange, Wayne, New Jersey. This camera's a little bit too high, so I'm gonna just lower it while we're talking. Because, hey, we gotta get these things done, right?
Yeah.
And we got some Donnas in the background. What else we have in the background? Some Neil Young, Les Noise.
Helicopters, Scars on Broadway, Dead Boys, Jeff Buckley, Sonic Youth, Sonic Youth, Sonic Youth.
Look at all that.
Some other shit.
I always love seeing that
shit.
stuff in the background. And I know some of you guys watching will comment on the stuff that's back there. It's always cool, right? I love watching old movies that take place in record stores and things like that. I'm talking about ones from the 80s.
What was hot? There wasn't a wall section. It was just, but to see an entire wall of Madonna, because Madonna's new record was out, is freaking cool.
It was
I
cool.
like that.
What was Pretty in Pink, right? That takes place a lot in a record store.
And half the shit on those shelves, I don't even know what the hell it is.
Exactly, but I will pause
to try to find out.
Right, what that is and look that up and go, who is that band? How cool is that, right? I've found a few things like that, so I always think about that when I see it. But today's topic is when every album might be their last. And how does that make you feel? And I think some of that just has to do with the day and age we're living in and the age of some of these artists coming out of the late 60s, 70s, where they're in that 50th anniversary mode.
So are we thinking about the old guys, or are we thinking about all the guys?
It could be any, because I was just going to say that, where when every album might be their last, I mean, a band could break up.
How about when you say, man, this could be their last album, and you say, fucking thank God.
I bet you there's some people watching that think exactly that, but I don't. I guess I always think if an album comes out and it's bad, I always think, I hope the next one's better.
I always think, I hope this is their last.
Yeah?
That's part of the thought process.
Right, okay.
The thought is, man, they got to do better than this.
That's true. But I guess my thing is with a lot of these bands, Rolling Stones come to mind. 60 years they've been out there, put out Hackney Diamonds. That may well be their last album. Yeah, you're like, I'm done with it.
I love the Stones, but
yeah, you're okay with it.
It's not that it's a bad record, but it's not anything that I will probably ever put on again, unless to play for somebody. And I'm tired of playing music for people. I play music for myself.
Right.
So, yeah.
That would be okay for you. See, I don't know. Even if it's not their greatest album, it's just still new.
Yo, you're right.
Brand new Smashing Pumpkins came out. I love it.
Sounds like a shitty metal record.
Yeah,
fucking can't do it.
Right.
Oh my goodness. I fought to get through
really
any of it, and
God.
I just thought, my goodness, there is nothing.
I thought they're finally back.
No, it doesn't sound redeeming. It doesn't sound pure. It doesn't sound natural. It sounds like a band went in a studio and the production is brilliant, but that's what I can't do, which we can bring to a comment that somebody had left about timing.
Yeah.
When you trim the hairs,
you make it too perfect.
And I don't feel any emotion from the new Smashing Pumpkins record.
I know what you mean by that. It's like
doesn't make the songs bad,
no,
or any of that. It's just it feels lifeless to me.
Yeah,
as loud and as punchy and as massive as it is, it doesn't do me.
Well, it's like people often think that our faces are symmetrical, but they're not. If you ever put a mirror, down the middle, and you look at it, it's like, oh, we look fucked up if we were that symmetrical, right? So it's the imperfections in our faces, despite having two eyes and a nose and a center and all that actually make us look good, right? Music is the same way.
It is.
You might think that, if somebody makes a quote mistake, right? Or it's not quite on key, or it's not whatever, it's not going to be good. But there's those times that it's that being a little bit off. It's not quite. Like, my favorite when you have two people singing, harmonizing together.
John Frusciante and Anthony Kiedis, the way that they fucking do harmonies sometimes is magical. The way Frusciante drops back a little bit and it doesn't sound right.
It's off a little.
And it's fucking perfect.
Exactly. It's perfect.
That's what you want.
That's my favorite. I don't want it to blend. I don't want it to be so blended that it sounds like one person singing.
Everything today sounds blended, and that's,
well, there's a button for that now, just they hit it in the studio.
There was a button that says Pop Princess, and then,
the
Sabrina Carpenters of the world start popping out.
Right.
It's like you had fucking Taco Bell.
The only thing different about them is how they dress. Otherwise, it's like, oh, you want
You got
super
hard porn calendars or soft porn calendars?
That's right. Which one is it going to be today?
Yeah, but who's to say what's going to come back and grab you? And then
Yeah.
that Pumpkins record could grab me in 10 years,
Yeah,
or it never could.
Right.
But then how many times you're so excited that it's new music, and then 6 months, 6 years from now, you go, this is horseshit. What
Yeah.
did I think?
Right.
Because the excitement of something new took over.
That's true.
I don't have that excitement.
I sometimes have that. There's times that I get things and I think it's fantastic, and then maybe it came out in January, and when I'm doing my look back at the end of the year to do my top 20 kind of thing, and I'm going back and I'm like, that was a great album. And then I pull it out and I'm like, why did I think this is so good?
Yeah.
And it falls drastically down the list.
The
I got
excitement
a couple.
of new makes
Yeah.
everything a top 10 in the moment.
In the moment.
And then
Yeah, when that falls away.
I need that build.
Yeah, I love it when.
Unless it was the new Morgan Wade record.
Yeah, I don't think that will drop for you at all because you are so head over heels for
But
that.
I don't like her second record. So, and I
Wait,
knew
how
that
many
from
does
the
she have?
onset.
She has 3?
This is her third.
Oh, okay.
But that's from the onset.
Right.
I know if a record's going to grab me or not.
Right. I pretty much do as well.
But then 10 years from now, you don't know. But that
Right.
second Morgan Wade record, which...
At some point,
It-
you
it's-
will want
it's-
more Morgan Wade.
And you're going to go back to the second.
then-
But that second record, it's not... What's up, Randy? It's not thinking outside the box or trying to be outside the box.
Right.
It's just... It had a goal that it didn't reach, and then
at that point.
the goal was seen by the artist and said, "This is not me." And then record 3 comes out, and it's back to who the person is.
It is.
So,
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't. It's. I don't ever want anything to be anybody's last,
No, I don't either. I want to.
but I don't want life to be. Randy, you're freaking me out. We'll get to him in a minute. Just leave him there, buddy.
Right here? Is that
Yeah,
good?
yeah. Just like always, man.
Okay.
No problem, pal.
Sure.
Yeah. I guess my thought is it's we've grown up with some of these artists for so long, and then at some point it will be their final album. In my case, a lot of these artists older than I am, so they will end quote before me, kind of a thing. And that idea of when it will be their last new album, then after that it's just going to be,
The last time you hung out with your friends.
kind of, yeah, And I don't know, I guess I've been feeling it more because more artists from the 60s and 70s have been passing in the last, 5+ years or so. And it just seems like, oh man, this could be the last.
Hold on to it while you can.
Yeah.
I don't think it bothers me. I think I'm at that stage where I'm so used to loss at this point, where
It's okay.
yeah, man,
like you're
it's
numb
okay.
to it a bit, or
yeah, and I don't know if that's good or bad. I guess it's still finding the balance with that.
I mean, it's good in that if you've sort of accepted it, it's all right. That this is life, right? It's
You're
the circle
losing
of
more
life.
friends than you make
Right.
at this age.
Right.
So the same thing's going to happen with records.
True.
And last records
Yeah.
and artists,
I've never been through that, having friends pass or anything like that. So maybe that's part of where it's new to me, and that I haven't gone through it.
I'm pushing like 6 this year or
I
more.
know.
So I think that's where it comes in. You're just like,
Right, exactly.
it's okay.
It's okay. And I want it to be okay for me.
But it's not.
It's not.
I want it not to be okay
Yeah.
for me. I want to feel something about these things.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what?
I keep thinking about like Paul McCartney. He's 82.
I never think about Paul McCartney.
Exactly. But I really like him, and it's like, when he goes, man, that's going to be a huge one, and not for you, but for a lot of
Yeah,
people,
and
that is
that's
going to be a major
Mellencamp.
loss. Mellencamp will be a big one. Springsteen would be
for me, yeah.
Yeah, it would be a big one. And I felt that way when Tom Petty went. And he went way too soon. He shouldn't have gone when he did. So that one makes it
Petty
even
was
harder.
huge.
Yeah. And it's just like when that happens, and then it's like you spend that time, you're just like, oh, God, why did he have to go? He had so much more in him to say, so much more in him
Mike!
to do, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And in this particular case, I don't think McCartney has anything more he needs to say. Certainly he can, but at 82, he said it all. He's done everything he needs to do.
Yeah.
When he goes, he will have left an amazing mark on the world with all these great albums, with tons and tons of things out there. It's not like there's anything missing, right? but at the same time, he's been so ubiquitous and part of people's lives. That
Mitchell, do we have a matching crate or no?
What do you mean?
For those?
It's this or the beige one.
Good call.
Trying to get a color one to match this.
No, the size.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess they're all
Yeah.
used up right now.
Prepping for record store day as we film this. You guys getting ready for that?
Yeah.
When every record store day might be the last.
When every record, and sometimes we pray for that.
Yeah, we do, right? So yeah, I don't know. All in all, I guess we all come at it a little bit differently, and I want my favorite artist to go forever, but obviously that won't be the case.
So do I. As long as Pearl Jam
And-
keeps writing new albums like Dark Matter, I'm good.
Exactly, but when they did Binaural and a few others,
See,
in
I
the metal,
love 'em. Nope,
I know.
I am in.
I
Backspacer sunk me.
loved that
fucking
album.
corny.
I loved that album. Lightning Bolt.
Lightning Bolt, I'm into, except for
Okay.
the song Lightning Bolt. Love Lightning
Okay.
Bolt. Great album.
I love that
Then
album.
they did Gigaton.
Yeah, that didn't do anything for me.
And that was one of those records where it just felt fucking stale. Even though
Yeah.
the first couple songs are excellent. A lot of the songs are excellent. It just had that
I don't know that we
lifelessness.
discussed
It was
it.
too fucking perfect.
Oh, see, I thought it was the other way around. I thought it felt like a demo. I thought it felt
I wish it felt more like a demo because I probably love it more.
uninspired in that it just sounds like they went in, they recorded some demos to see how it would turn out, and then they released that instead of actually putting the time and energy into turning it into
I
what
feel
it
they
could have
put
been.
too much time and energy into it.
it.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Wow, see, that's the beauty about music.
It is.
And the madness. It's
It
too
is.
subjective.
Right, we both didn't care for the album. We both didn't care for it for
Two completely different reasons.
Yeah, you thought it was too produced or well done, and I'm thinking it was underdone. I've always said I thought it was underproduced.
If they produced it more, it would have been an even bigger turd. But then when that
Right.
record comes out, I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever.
I mean, at the time, I still enjoyed it. It was still new Pearl Jam to have, but it's one of those ones I don't ever go back
Now,
to.
but now Dark Matter comes out, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
man,
yeah, now
the
you
next
don't
thing's
want
gonna be fucking all. Now
you don't
so
want it to be their last.
Now,
right?
yes, now I want something as great as that.
At Gigaton, did you say to yourself,
Don't care. I was like, I don't care.
"Care,
Let it go.
if it's the last, let it go. If if they don't love you, set them free." Right? Or if
They
you
don't love you, set them free. Do they
right?
fit in there that way?
They
Or are
do.
they that squishy?
They're not squishy.
Holy
I can
crap.
try it. It's not a problem.
No, I thought. I
That's
never realized
actually-
records fit in the crate that way.
Actually, a little bit better because the tops stick out of it.
They're all going down that way.
I understand that, but I have to alphabetize.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. The Alphabet
Oh.
King.
All right, guys, I think we'll wrap it up here. Let us know your thoughts as some of these bands get to the point that they're at and potentially making what could be their last albums. Does it bother you? Do you feel okay about it? Are you indifferent? Do you always want your favorite bands to be around? I mean, look at Jimi Hendrix, who's put out how many albums since he's passed?
I was just listening to Jimmy this morning.
50
Thank God for Jimmy.
That's right, 50 plus years ago, and he's still putting out albums. So I always think of that, and I always say to myself, well, when my artists pass, it just means they're going to dive into the vaults, and I'm going to get more
Thank God for family and kids and people grubbing for money.
money. Exactly, because at least we'll be getting that.
That last Hendrix thing, man, I'm in love with it. It's
I am
great.
too.
I listened to it last night. I listened to it this morning.
I can't believe that for over 54 or 5 years, however long it's been, it hadn't seen the light of day.
Well, some of it has, but they just pulled back all the overdubs and bullshit on
Well,
it.
that's what I mean. Yes, yeah, pulled all that back. Right.
It's
Like,
freaking good.
yeah. So there you
But,
go.
yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
We're gonna die.
That's right.
Love it and live it now. That's it.
That's right. Just love it for the moment.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.